The Child's Story Bible by Catherine Voss. The Second Beginning, Genesis 6, 7, and 8, Part 1, Building the Ark. I am very sorry to say that although Enoch was a good man, many of the people were not good at all. They did not try to think about God. They tried to forget him. When they forgot about God, they forgot to be good also. And God saw the wickedness of man was very great in the earth, and that man was thinking only of wickedness all the time. Men were so bad that the whole earth was filled with violence, murders, lying, stealing, fighting, and all kinds of wickedness were going on every day. God felt sorry that he had ever made man on the earth. And Jehovah said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the ground, both man and beast and creeping things and birds of the heaven. God looked upon the earth, and he saw that the people had become very evil-minded. You would not like to have lived at that time, because you would have been afraid that some of the wicked people would hurt you or kill you. No one's life was safe. People had forgotten all about God. But there was one good man in the world, and God did not want to destroy him. His name was Noah. He was the great-grandson of the good Enoch, who went to heaven without dying. Although Noah lived among bad men all the time, he was a good man. He hated all the badness of the people around him. He loved God, thought about him, and prayed to him. He would not do the wicked things that he saw the people around him doing all the time, or listen to their bad talk. God spoke to the good man Noah, telling him that he was going to destroy all the people in the world on account of their sins. When all the wicked people should be dead, Noah was to start a new world of people, because God had seen that he was a good man. God told Noah to build a big ship so that he and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives might be saved from the flood. They must bring into the ship with them 2 of every kind of animal, beasts and birds and creeping things, to keep them alive and to start a new world after the flood. Then God told Noah just how to make the ship, or ark. He was to build it of very strong wood and cover it inside and out with pitch to make it watertight and to stop up all the cracks. He was to make it very large so that there would be room for all the animals. It was to be 450 feet long. Now suppose you take a foot ruler and measure 450 feet on the sidewalk. Then you will see how very long the ark was. It was to be 75 feet wide. That is wider than most streets. It was to be 45 feet high. That is as high as a high house. It was to have 3 stories in it. We might call them a downstairs, an upstairs, and an attic. There were to be rooms in it, probably so that Noah could keep the different kinds of animals separate, which otherwise would fight and kill each other. There was to be a window in the ark so that there would be plenty of air to breathe. There was also to be a door by which the animals and people could go in. God told Noah to take a great deal of food into the ark of all kinds that is eaten, so that he and all his family and all the animals might have enough food to eat when the flood came. For the flood was going to last a long time, and they would need a great deal of food when they were in the ark. Noah began to build the ark, as God had commanded him. It took him a very long time to build it. Perhaps it took him 100 years. It had to be made very strong to keep out all the water, and very big to hold all the animals and the great amount of food they would need. While Noah was busy with it, he preached to the people. He told them that God would punish them for all their wickedness, and that if they did not turn away from their sins, God would send a flood to drown them all. But they would not listen to Noah. They kept right on doing all the wicked things that they had been doing before. They did not think that God would send a flood. They thought Noah was a very foolish man to go on building that big ship when there was no sign at all of any flood. But Noah believed what God had said to him. He kept on building and preaching as he built. At last, after a long time, the big ship was finished. Then Noah had to gather all kinds of food that is eaten by people and animals and store it in the ark. Then, when everything was ready, God told Noah to go into the ark with all his family, for in 7 days he would send the rain. 2 of every kind of animal must go in with them. Noah went into the ark with his wife, his 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and their wives went in also. Then the animals began to come in. God must have made them willing to enter the ark, so that Noah would not have any trouble in leading them in. 2 and 2 mates, a male and a female, every kind of animal, they came into the ark. Of some kinds of animals, 2 had to go in, and of some, 7. How astonished the people round about must have been to see those animals marching into the ark in a long procession. Here come the lions, the father lion and the mother lion, marching quietly along and going right up into the ark. Here are 2 tall giraffes, and here come 2 big gray elephants, and there come 2 tigers with their beautiful striped coats. 2 by 2, they march into the ark. Ah, here come the birds, flying 2 and 2 straight into the ark. Here come 2 big eagles, and there are 2 ravens. See them come, a perfect cloud of birds of all kinds. And here are 2 big ostriches lumbering along, and 2 brilliant peacocks with their tails outspread. And here come creeping things, the snails and hop toads and lizards. At last the long procession came to an end when 2 of every kind of animal that lived on the land were in the ark.